So today's topic is standing firm in the Lord. So standing firm in the Lord can be more challenging than it sounds because of our day-to-day struggles and temptations. And these struggles makes it difficult for one to stand firm in the Lord. So we get an encouraging word from the book of Deuteronomy chapter 31 verses 6. The Bible says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them. For the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you." So our day-to-day struggles can weigh one down to the point where it feels like all hope is gone. So it is important for one to remember that God is with you in your struggles. So our day-to-day struggles can weigh one down to the point where it feels like all hope is gone. And it is important for one to remember that God is with you, or God is with us in our trials. He will give us the strength. He will give us the strength for the battles raging around us. So he promises in the book of Deuteronomy that he will never leave us nor forsake us. And these promises, all these words are there to encourage us to stand firm in the Lord even when we feel disappointed. Another way that we can stand firm in the Lord is by keeping our eyes or ourselves focused on God and God himself, and not on our situations or circumstances. So we get an encouraging word on temptation from the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verses 13. The Bible says, "No temptation has overtaken you except that which is common to humanity." God is faithful not to allow us to be tempted beyond what we're capable of. And even in temptation, He promises to provide a way of escape and a way that we can bear these temptations. And yes, the devil will try to make ourselves, and yes, the devil will try to take our eyes off the prize by tempting us. And these temptations will cause or make us walk backwards in our walk with Christ, or move backwards in our walk with Christ. But God is very faithful that He will provide a way of escape in our temptations, and He will ensure that we come out victorious, and He will ensure that we come out victorious through that storm or through the situations that we find ourselves in. And yes, it is very important for one to stand firm in the Lord. So standing firm in the Lord is very important and also very difficult. So the book of Ephesians, so standing firm in the Lord is very important and also very difficult. So the book of Ephesians chapter 6 verses 11 to 16 gives us suggestions on how one can stand firm in the Lord. So the Bible says that one can stand firm in the Lord by simply putting on the full armor of God. So how can one put on the full armor of God? So we put on the full armor of God by being righteous, being peaceful, faithful, and very truthful. So standing firm in the Lord also means that we must include God in our everyday operation or in our everyday life. So in whatever we do, we ensure that we include God. So how do we include God in our day-to-day operations or activities? Number one, we include God in our day-to-day activities by prayer or being very prayerful. Number two, by associating ourselves with friends, people who know God, or people who are willing and ready, people who have given up everything they're doing for the glory of God, people who are ready to follow Christ, that they're doing everything possible within their powers to follow Christ, to do what is good before God, to remain faithful, righteous. When you keep friends who know God, it means that it becomes easier to also follow their footsteps. But if we keep friends who knows nothing about God, it means even us, with the time we will find ourselves doing whatever these people are doing, or following or worshiping whoever they are worshiping. So yes, it is very difficult to stand firm in the Lord, especially during this time, especially. And yes, it is not an easy task to stand firm in the Lord because of the situations, the circumstances, the problems that we find ourselves in. But it becomes easier standing firm in the Lord when you associate yourself with people who knows God, people who are after God himself. And also by being very prayerful, by always seeking the will of God, going down on our knees and asking God to guide us in our day-to-day activities. So it becomes easier trusting God or standing firm in the Lord. It becomes easier standing firm in the Lord when we have the knowledge of who God is and what God intends of us, or what God expects from us, and doing everything possible within our powers to do that will. So I hope you guys have been encouraged by this video. Give it a thumbs up, share the video, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye. See you next time.